Your mad scientist is back. We are going to do an experiment. Let's talk about it. What's up, y'all? It's your boy JKG. We are back on Immortal. And this one, the little tag, wasn't a lie. We are going to have an experiment. I kind of want to do something a little bit different as I was coming back in after the D4 beta. And I wanted to come back on to Diablo Immortal. I want to have two series going on Diablo Immortal. So what I want to do is the main series with my main account, just continuing to grind, try to grab new pieces of gear, all that kind of fun stuff, and just normal progression. And then I wanted to have an experiment. I want to see on a free-to-play account how quickly we can progress once we hit Paragon, the Paragon levels at level 60, and we are going that way. And then also just kind of like what the experience is like now that we're roughly almost a full year into the game. What the experience is like for a day one free-to-play account, right? So I just kind of want to use this as an experiment. So we're going to take a look at the account that I'm on right now. You can see we are Jesus Freeboy. That is the name. Don't wear it out. But you can kind of see we've been, we're level 39. I started this on Easter Sunday. So we've only been on this account for, it is currently Tuesday when I am filming this. So we've only been on this account for a little over 24 hours. The platinum, that, if you don't know, if you have Battle.net account, your platinum and your orbs, they are shared between accounts. So we're not, worried about any of that. We didn't do anything there to get any of that kind of stuff. We were able to pick up a Berserker's Eye and a Lightning Core. Lightning Core came from our first initial story mode Elder Rift. The Berserker's Eye we actually crafted in the jeweler, so I'm really stoked about that. Interesting to start out with a couple pieces that have curses on them. I'm not sure. The curses are pretty new to the game since I've been away. I'm interested in seeing how these can affect, especially from a low level account, how we're going to be able to work with that. But as far as skills, I did start out with a barbarian just because it is familiar to me. So story mode and all that kind of fun stuff, it is going to be basically the same stuff initially. And I am this particular account. It is 100% not going to be stuck, where we are not, tied down to any class whatsoever. If you guys, maybe we'll do some polling or something like that. Maybe weekly or bi-weekly or something like that. Maybe we can do a situation where we can put up a poll on the community page under on the account, and then vote on which class I change to every couple weeks or something like that. I want to keep this one fresh. I don't want to stagnate this with just working on one particular class. This one I did take a little bit of a different skill setup. We're running cleave pretty much on this. We have other options available to us, but we're running charge, cleave, and whirlwind along with sprint. I think that's going to be a fun little combo. A lot of movement. Cleave actually does do a good amount of damage. It's pretty satisfying when you can actually kill them and make them go flying. As well, we do have other skills available. We do have, I believe, the Hammer of the Ancients is available to us at our current level. Some of the skills that we really want to have unlocked pretty much no matter what what skill base you're actually running. You are pretty much, at least from a barbarian standpoint, you're going to want to run you are going to want to run what is it called? Wrath of the Berserker. I don't know why I could not think of that. Wrath of the Berserker we unlock at level 50, so we are roughly 11 levels away from that. So we're not far away. You can kind of see we are running the armor cast on our chest piece. So when we do the Furious Charge into a wall, all the enemies get stunned from that, which is pretty cool because there are some things that we can do off of that down the road. And I believe there are some some of the curse gear aspects are going to actually be able to work off that as well for loss of control and different things like that. Because I believe stun is an actual loss of control. It is not just like a chill effect, or so we should be able to get some good usage out of that until we get something better. Obviously, we're at a point we're not really tied down to any of this gear. As far as the legendary pieces, any legendary pieces we get at this point are going to be so low level that they're just fine to be extracted if they are not an upgrade. If they're not giving us an upgrade on a skill stat, if they're not giving us an upgrade on our combat rating, they can just as well be extracted, and that's not going to be an issue whatsoever for us. So we're just going to kind of go through this. My thought process with starting this is I wanted to do something experimental. Like I haven't really experimented with any other classes on Diablo Immortal. I pretty much played Barbarian day one. I've done some very early level story mode with pretty much all the other classes, but I really kind of gave up on them as soon as the story mode was over. So I really want to use this one as an experimentation ground. I think that'll kind of keep the game fresh for me while we're in this lull between Diablo Immortal and Diablo 4 coming out on the channel. I think what I'll do is I will probably spend the weekends grinding for gear pieces on the main account or on the main character, and then come back in and do dailies and actually use this as like a daily type account, and we'll really see what we can do as far as progression on this low level account. I'm really interested to see, because I know we have the catch up mechanics. Once we hit Paragon, we can really start catching up pretty quickly, and I wonder if it's going to be something where we can actually progress. And from a free to play standpoint, I really want to mess around, and I don't want to marry ourselves on this account to any of like the 5-star gems. I don't necessarily want any 5-star gems on this account. I want to be able to be flexible, and I think we're going to use all 1 and 2-star gems on this particular challenge, if you will. Because I just feel like 1 and 2-star gems are going to be the way to go as a free to play. Now with the Telluric pearls and stuff like that, and everything, we might be able to get a 5-star gem if we are able to get something like a blood soaked jade or something like that. If we pull something from a rift run or something like that, that would be pretty epic. However, not really married to anything. I don't want to tie this character down to any particular set of skills or any class or any kind of gems. I really want this to be really flexible. That way we can really go in and not have to worry about anything. So it's definitely going to be a fun challenge for me, I believe. So I think we're going to try to get this out on a weekly basis. Now, I did do a challenge rift there. We are going to come up in here, and let's see here. Let's drop one of these. And we do have 1 legendary crest. So let's go. Can't add anything, so don't even worry about it. But we have one legendary crest. We're gonna go ahead and use that with 2 rare crests to cap this video off, and hopefully we can get something something good out of it, right? We're not necessarily, like I said, we're not looking for any kind of crazy OP gem. I would like something usable. So, I would prefer not to get like a Berserker's Eye or dupes at this point are not necessarily a bad thing. I would like, one other gem just to sock it in, and, have something nice. I think for this account, something like Power and Command would be a really nice one to get. If we don't get a Power and Command, something like maybe Everlasting Torment could be really fun. One of the new ones could be really fun too. So I'm keeping everything open as far as what we get. I mean, we only have the one the one shard here, the one chance. So we're not really expecting much. If we if we were to get something like a Blood-Soaked Jade out of a solo crest, that would be absolutely stupid, right? But we're not really worried about that at all. I think if we were to pick something like that up, it might actually be more beneficial to this account and what we're trying to do on this account to actually sell that in the marketplace, get the platinum from it, and actually flip that into a few dupes, or get a few gems on the account that we can actually use across multiple classes, right? So that's the big thing. We want to have options. If we can have, maybe 3 or 4 gems that are going to be good regardless of the class, I think that is going to be the key to the success of this account. If we kind of have a couple gems that are only going to be good for like a barbarian, or only going to be good for a necromancer, that would not be ideal for this, just because we want to have the flexibility to change classes at will, basically. I know we can only change classes once a week, so we're not really looking at anything more than once a anything more than that. But I think either bi-weekly might be pretty good, especially being that we're trying to be a little bit more on the casual side of things. So I think that's kind of where we're going to be at. But I'll put a poll up after we're with this count for a week. So I think I'll put a poll up maybe on Saturday, and then Sunday night we'll kind of figure out, okay, this is where the poll's at, and we'll kind of go from there as far as the decision being made whether or not we're going to go ahead and swap classes on a weekly basis or on a bi-weekly basis. So we'll do that. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in your guys' opinions and thought process in this. I want this to be a bit of a community type of a challenge, if you will. Haven't really seen anybody do like a zero to hero, or a starting over at at zero type of an account. So it's definitely something I'm kind of interested, just out of a sheer experimental option for it. It's definitely something that has kind of piqued my interest over the last couple of days. So I'm curious to see what we can do here. I know we can get there. I know getting to 60 is probably the worst part about this challenge, to be completely honest. Because once you get to 60, you start, you get your Paragon bonus, you get your catch up bonus and everything like that. You're able to catch up a lot quicker. But this whole portion of just leveling up really slow is kind of tragic. So hey, let's get out of this fire here. So we got a Freedom and Devotion. So Freedom and Devotion is what we picked up here, which is not terrible. Let's come in here. So Freedom and Devotion, our summons duration is going to be increased by 8% at base level, and then as we move it up at rank 2, it's going to go up to 10%, and it's going to keep going up there. So that's going to be really good for when we go to a Necromancer. We will play on all classes on this account, so we're not going to worry about being tied down. But as a Necromancer, that's just immediately going to be one that we're going to want to level up. From a Barbarian standpoint, I mean, that does help when we are running a Golem build. So if we're running a Golem build on the barbarian, it does actually affect those, and it is a way to kind of kite around, especially in like things like when you're a shadow and you're playing Path of Blood. You can kite around some of those bosses that are a little bit tricky as far as like, the fire hitboxes and the poison hitboxes where you kind of take damage even if you're not being touched by it. So you can kind of kite around with your summons. So that's a way to actually extend those summons so you can actually get a little bit more damage and maybe punch a little bit above your weight class if if you need that. We're going to go ahead and end this video here, guys. I don't want to take up too much more of your time with this, but I do want to say thank you for the support on the channel. You guys are amazing. If you guys like the videos, if you like this series, let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Love you guys. Peace.